the president. Marijuana reform is on the ballot in 9 different states today.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll wait for all your Rashid Wallace jokes here. But this is actually something worth talking about in relation to the NBA, as it is clear Americans' attitudes toward weed have changed dramatically. Medical marijuana is already legal in 25 states, plus the District of Columbia. 4 states already allow recreational use, and 5 more could join them by the end of today. Now, weed has fewer side effects than many of the painkillers that are routinely prescribed for professional athletes, with much less chance of addiction. Studies have also found marijuana favorable to alcohol in a lot of ways, and well, we know there are no rules against NBA players drinking, now are there? So where are we in terms of athletes here? All 4 major American pro sports test for marijuana, and all 4 say it is against the rules. In the NBA, you're given mandatory counseling for a first offense, then an escalating series of fines and suspensions after that. But could this change? Here's what Commissioner Adam Silver told GQ magazine. Quote, "It's our strong preference that our players do not consume marijuana. We believe it will affect performance on the court. That said, though, marijuana testing is something that's collectively bargained with the Players Association, and we adjust to the times." Now, guys, Charles Oakley once famously announced 60% of NBA players use weed. Our own Jay Williams pegged that number as high as 80%. That might be a little high there, Jay. But during the current negotiations to extend the CBA, guys, you have to note, we really haven't heard of players wanting to change the rules on marijuana as a significant issue. So, yes, the laws of our country are changing, but I don't know, Byron, do you think we're going to see changes in what happens in the league here?
I don't think anytime soon. Again, the collective bargaining agreement is pretty clear, as far as that is concerned. And we have it in a bunch of states and cities that we know it's legal. But I think for the time being right now, until they get back to the table, the rule is going to stay the same. And players are going to be prohibited as far as smoking marijuana during the season. And obviously during the off-season, guys still get tested. So they got to try to stay clean as possible. I don't think that number is as high as some of these guys are saying. But I do think there's a majority of guys in the league that use it on occasion.
All right. I want to try something different today. I'm going to try to be blunt and honest.
Oh, that's different?
No, let's be honest.
Right.
The reason why we test for weed in this league now is because if we didn't, the public would go crazy about how we have a league of young African Americans all high on reefer, right? That's right. Reefer madness is why we have it. But when Commissioner Silver says we think it impacts their play on the court, well, so does drinking.
Right.
But that doesn't mean because we can drink that guys get drunk before a game and going out there staggering on the court.
We don't think so.
We don't know. We're pretty sure they are. Those are some Hall of Famers out there. But when you talk about marijuana use, it is a controlled substance, but it's not something that I think we should obsess about. So the reason why if we have these laws or these rules is because you don't want that bad PR image. So I actually have a nice little thing here. So right now, this is what the policy is, right? The first time you get into the program, second time you get caught, $25K fine, and then it's a 5-game suspension, and then every other time, it's 5 more than the last one. If you change the levels of what constitutes a positive marijuana test,
right,
kind of like a change in the BAC on
the blood alcoholism, right?
On a DUI. Now, guys can smoke and not get caught as easily. A guy takes a puff or whatever. That's not as bad as someone who's just living all day and night, smoking all day. So I think that's an important kind of like half step where we still test for marijuana, but we're getting a lot less positive because at the end of the day, this is not something I think that afflicts our league or our players.
Well, the Gallup polls show that more Americans are now in favor of allowing recreational marijuana use than not. But there's still areas in the country where that's considered, as you said, like a pretty big PR hit, a pretty big deal. And it seems like we should be able to make a bigger distinction, and that sports leagues should make a bigger distinction between medical use and recreational use, especially when painkillers are regularly being subscribed that are addictive, that are dangerous, that do have bad side effects. But I do understand why it's a tough distinction to make, especially, as you point out, in a league that's had a PR issue with drugs before.
Yeah, I think with marijuana, the biggest issue you have to deal with is the munchies.
Oh, man.
I'm just saying, players start getting fat.
I've seen the spreads in locker rooms. Y'all are doing all right either way. Let's talk about what happened on the